We're all from our remote houses, and I think we'll just get into it. There's been a lot going on about the upcoming draft. Tua Tagovailoa, his injuries. If the Pats are going to take another quarterback, and I mean, we got Justin and Eddie. Let's open it up for your draft thoughts.
For who? Like who the Pats are going to pick in the first round? Or are you talking about Tua?
I mean, I guess I'm just thinking if you think the Pats could potentially take a quarterback in the first or third round at all, do you think that's at all on the table? Or do you think they're going to take somebody more of like a wideout linebacker? That kid that you were talking about at linebacker, he tested positive for like some type of steroid or something, I think.
That's the guy I want then.
Yeah. So he's trying the hardest, but what type of guy do you think the Pats are probably going to take? I guess we can just go more general into them.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Ed, but I think they're going to go linebacker here.
Yeah,
I don't think the QB is. I think that's media driven more than anything.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why can't Stidham get a shot? I don't understand that.
I think Stidham is going to get a shot when it all comes down to it. I think this is probably a bunch of media hoopla, but it says that they've done like a lot of research on some of these quarterbacks, and maybe I guess when I thought that when I knew there was going to be a succession plan for Belichick, I guess I didn't think it was going to be Stidham. What do you guys think about a succession plan? Do you think that Cam Newton or somebody else like that could potentially be in the fold?
No. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a question. Who's the last backup quarterback to get a chance to play without an injury happening? I mean, is it Aaron, like how do backup quarterbacks end up playing? Is it Aaron Rodgers the last one that ever happened to?
No, it's guys suck. Guys suck, and they start bringing them in too.
I know, but I mean, I can't think of one backup quarterback who became a starter.
Tannehill this year.
Tannehill, there you go.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, but he was drafted as a starter. I'm talking about guys who are drafted strictly as a backup that get a chance to start.
Yeah. That's
true.
I mean,
let the guy happen a lot.
Play. I mean, see what he's got. I mean, my thoughts on Brady is that he's a system quarterback. I don't think he's that. I never thought he was that great. He got a chance to win a couple Super Bowls because they had the best defense of all time every time that they won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, I think they should
every time.
Yeah, every time. Yeah.
The past few years when they won,
their defense was top 5 every year they won a Super Bowl.
It's got a lot to do with the division they play in and the quarterbacks they go against.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, of course. But I felt like I thought like he was a pretty good game manager.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's a little bit overrated, but in sense, playoff time, when you needed him the most, he always came through. And
yeah, I mean, he didn't make mistakes. But Stidham could do the same thing. I mean, it's not like Brady's, out there. He's not, Lamar Jackson, running all over the field. I mean, he's just sitting back there, not throwing interceptions.
How many wins difference do you think Brady is at this point in his career? Like, in other words, if they were 12-4 last year with Brady, what do you think they'll be this year without him?
I have to say
10-6, maybe.
You think they'll be 10-6?
I think so. I guess it depends on what Miami does. I mean, is Miami going to be good this year?
No,
I don't think they'll be good. I think they're probably in for another like 6 or 7 win season because they don't have a quarterback yet. They're still running Ryan Fitzpatrick out there.
Hey, don't diss Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I know. No, I agree.
Backup quarterback of all time, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Hey, he's a great backup.
They could split. They could sweep the Jets, and they could win one versus Miami.
The Buffalo's going to be tough. I bet you they lose in Buffalo.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard here, too. I don't believe in Josh Allen yet. I don't see
here's the thing. When Brady was bad this year, they contributed to his lack of weapons. But how come when he was good, they didn't say it was because of his weapons? I don't know. I don't get that. Right?
What you're talking about this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they've never done anything to try to. This year, they actually did try to do things to get him weapons, but it was just too little, too late.
You can't say they've never tried. They got Randy Moss in a trade like years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like they always try. They just always fail at bringing like these guys in. I mean, they haven't really worked since they got Welker and Moss, or like 10 years ago. Since then, it's a lot of swings and misses. It also has to do with Brady not having any trust in the receivers. And he said to Belichick that if he doesn't trust them, he's not going to throw him the ball. So they don't even put him out there.
You heard the Stern interview?
Bits
Yeah.
and pieces of it. I like
that Howard Stern interview was unbelievable.
Yeah, there were some missed follow-ups, but he was pretty good.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best interviews that I've heard in a long time.
Like when he talked about how it was an interesting time after Giselle found out that he was pregnant with Bridget Moynihan's.
Oh yeah.
They were pregnant or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was just saying that it was an interesting time. Like you could just picture like Giselle was obviously like reaming him. Interesting time. That must have been an interesting time on the couch, I would say.
How about when Brady said he drinks a couple of 100 ounces of water a day?
Yeah, or the fact that he eats so much vegetables. Like they say, like vegetables are like 80% of what he eats, like beans and stuff like that.
I mean, also he doesn't drink at all. I mean, that's just look at us in quarantine. You're gonna come out looking a lot heavier. Just come out, you're drinking. You can still work out.
Brady's the only person in America that's gonna come out the same shape that he went in.
Probably got a little facial work done on his lips and stuff. You look at pictures of his face now compared to then. He's had a lot of lipo and he's got some stuff going on.
Oh yeah, Giselle must make him.
I've never hated someone more than Giselle since she got in the fold. Like it came with started with the Brady long hair, and then then he got the Uggs, and then it went to him not doing the OTAs as much. Because she needs to spend time with her. And I get it. I mean, he's 43. It's like, all right, when are you going to start being a family member to us? But, I mean, give me a break. He's got 2 more years left. You got him for the rest of your life. And I really feel like she's the one pushing him to, retire and get out of New England. I can't stand her one second.
Now, what happens if there's no football season this year? I mean, will Brady retire? Or if there's no football season?
No, he's got to play at least 45. I mean, I think that
would be hard. That would be hard to do for someone that age to take a year off and be able to come back.
We'll have to see. I mean, it's going to be certainly interesting to see what happens. I think there's definitely going to be a season. Maybe it starts in October, but I don't know if the 17-game schedule is going to work.
You think Mark Cuban and Donald Trump are being a little bit bullish on their predictions?
Wait, what did Mark Cuban say? I missed that.
Well, I mean, Mark Cuban has just been kind of saying a lot of just talking about how teams will come back and stuff like that, and saying that he probably doesn't see a season this year where they play in front of fans, but you could see him coming back at some point.
Yeah.
The only good thing about all this is that the NBA, if they continue this season, is that you're going to have basketball in the summer rather than just having baseball. Like you're going to have playoffs in August, September.
That would be interesting if they had a weekend where it's like the NCAA championship, the Masters, the NBA finals, baseball.
That would be too much intake at once.
Unbelievable.
That'd be too much stimulus. I'd pass out.
Springtime, that's what it is without football. You got baseball, you got Masters, hockey, playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
The most amazing thing is that the WWE is the only league that's still going right now. They just had an event the other night.
It's essential to Florida business.
I know.
That's amazing that gets called essential business.
Well, you know what? I think they did that because of Major League Baseball thinking about that plan to play in Arizona and Florida, because it deemed sports leagues essential to Florida. So maybe they'll be able to do that thing where they're going to play 2 divisions in Arizona and Florida, possibly.
I just don't know how much money they're going to make. There's no fans going to the wrestling match. Where's the money?
Well, WWE was going to lose money because of that Fox deal. They make $210 million a year. So if they weren't able to put anything on, they'd have to be liable for that money.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, we'll have to
So,
see.
Eddie, what do you think about the top quarterbacks? Is there anybody that you like a lot, or do you think anything about Tua Tagovailoa and like the fact that somebody's probably going to take him top 5? What do you think about that?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate everything about that. I thought Tua would be a great pick, like as a steal, because he's got 2 injuries in college.
Yeah, he's broken
coming
his
off
ankle twice, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I would spend a second rounder on him. But I'm not trading up for a top 10 pick to waste on him. No way.
Yeah.
None of them. It's funny how the media is trying to spin Jordan Love into being the next great thing. Every single year, you look back at the drafts, Mel Kiper, the other guys, they're like, this guy is going to be a great quarterback. I saw today that 40% of first-round quarterbacks have gotten a second contract. So that means you're going to fail 60% of the time.
No, I would never draft it. I would never draft a skill player in the first round.
Never?
Never.
If you're the Pats this year, no interest in a skill player?
No. I'm going linemen and defensive backs.
Defensive backs and line. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not a bad spot to go in the draft.
I feel like in the first round, like the safest picks are linemen and like linebackers or like defensive line, offensive line. Other than that, it's a huge risk. In this year's draft, there's so many receivers. You can get a good receiver in the third round.
Yeah.
Let's not do it again. This year and draft one in the first round.
What round did DK Metcalf go in last year?
Second.
Late second.
Second round. All those guys went in the second round last year.
I think
AJ Brown.
Did AJ Brown go in the third round? The guy in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. AJ Brown. Yeah, God,
he's a good receiver.
He's so good.
Every one of those guys was a stud except for N'Keal Harry.
It's funny though. Like if you look at the receivers, I thought that Deebo Samuel would have been best fit for our offensive system. He's a quick run routes. All these other guys just run straight, and that's not Brady's style. So Harry's kind of like that too. So it's like, why would you draft someone? And hopefully Stidham, this offense will change a little bit.
I think they were thinking it was an instant red zone target, basically, especially with the loss of Gronk in the last second.
Yeah,
or they didn't know what was going to happen with Gronk.
I still think that they could sign a quarterback after this draft. Like Cam Newton, how much is he going to go for? I don't want Cam Newton or Andy Dalton. But the stock is going to be so low. Typical Kraft and Belichick. Wait till the pennies on the dollar. Wait till it gets lower, and then grab them. Value.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want if you're the Patriots? Wouldn't you want to throw Stidham out there, see what he's got? If he has nothing, and you go 3-13, you get Trevor Lawrence next year.
Yeah, but you could probably get Andy Dalton or Cam Newton, say for $5 million on a 1-year deal. You're not going to do that?
No way. What is Andy Dalton going to do for you? Is he winning a Super Bowl?
No, but
he's not winning a Super Bowl.
Much from Stidham. So
could Cam Newton win a Super Bowl under Belichick?
No, not a chance.
Andy Dalton's record when the lights are on is his winning percentage is under 20%.
He also had Marvin Lewis as a coach for his whole career, so you can't really say he's never won a playoff game.
Don't get me wrong. Look, I want Andy Dalton to win a Super Bowl.
He's lost to TJ Yates.
Yeah, no, he's done pretty bad. But
I think if I'm the Patriots, I'm going Stidham. If that doesn't work out, I'm crapping the bed. I'm going Lawrence.
I would do that, but I just don't think realistically the Pats are going to do something like that. I don't think they're going to. The Pats are not going to turn in a 3-win season. I think the lowest they would ever be is at 6 or 7 losses.
They could next year say Gilmore after this year. He'll have 2 years left on his deal, 1 more year left on his deal. You trade him for a first-round pick, and you could potentially package 2 of those and get Lawrence.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't think the Belichick's going to let us go 3-13. We're going to be at least 8-8.
I don't know if anyone's going to trade the chance to take Lawrence. That may be a number 1 pick.
He looks pretty good. Granted, he looks like the guy. He looks like
Sunshine.
Sunshine. Yeah, remember the Titans.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah, he's going to be damn good. He has been his whole career.
No, I agree.
Amazing talent around him.
And there's so much pressure on him every game too, because he's basically come in as the number 1 and he's been with Clemson. Like, so this guy, even when he throws like 5 picks a season, they like, they look at like every single one on this guy, and him coming out for his 3rd year, like that's going to be tough. He's going to be under a lot of scrutiny. Like, even when he's going to be the best, they're going to try to make it look like there's other guys that are better. But I mean, clearly he's the best.
What team? Who's got the number 1 pick this year?
Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals.
The Bengals. That's right.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
And that kid Joe Burrow is the real deal. I've never.
He is the real deal, but he has to go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, but he's got small hands though. So
yeah, small hands. He's got small hands. That really matters.
That is like always like the weirdest things that they'll test. Like
Mel Kiper.
He did this in a cone drill or something like that. Like, it's always amazing like what they'll like say was like the credentials that like took them over. Yeah, it was his hand size.
You ever see that video in like the 80s when Mel Kiper like got involved with the NFL drafts and like the Colts? He was telling the Colts to draft the quarterback, and the GM got on. He's like, I don't even know who the hell Mel Kiper is. Just because he says got a quarterback doesn't mean I have to draft a quarterback. He knows less than the mailman down the street. It's freaking hilarious. And now Mel Kiper, like, what does Mel Kiper actually know? Like, I don't value anything he has to say. He's never.
Where does Mel Kiper spend the rest of the year? Nobody knows that. It looks like he spends it upside down as a vampire, and they just like dust him off once a year.
Hanging on this mother
out of there.
That's a weird dude.
He is a weird dude. He doesn't seem like he has many friends, but he can definitely do a hell of an analysis.
He's got the Gordon Gekko haircut. He's looking good. Looks like Gordon Bombay in Mighty Ducks 1. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, I would be so pissed if the Pats trade out first round to get like 2 second-round picks or something.
You could totally see them doing that in this year, though, because they don't have a lot. They have 12 picks, which is like the second most.
Yeah, but
they don't have much between like the 5th round or whatever.
So a quarterback they've been talking a decent amount about, like if you can get him in late in the 2nd round or early in the 3rd. No, Jalen Hurts.
I don't know if I see him going in a Belichick-like team, though.
No, I don't either. But I don't know anything really about any of the quarterbacks. Like, I didn't even know who the hell Jordan Love was until 2 weeks ago.
I think Fromm is the guy that kind of like fits their offense a little bit, or is the type of passer that they like.
I mean, Stidham is Fromm. Like, if you look at I've read a lot about Stidham the past couple of weeks, and there have been analysts that have come out and said, when he was in the draft process last year, we thought that he had so much more to give in that Georgia offense that they didn't let him. Like, he has more talent than that. And maybe Belichick sees something. I mean, I think he reminds me a little bit of Garoppolo, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Garoppolo fan, but, I mean, he's going to be on contract making $500K for the next 4 years. You can build a defense, get a couple of receivers next year when you have a ton of money, win a championship, and then give the team over to his son when he retires.
Oh, that would be a nice plan for Belichick.
I mean, I think that is what the plan is.
I think the plan is to ensure them in good hands to his son.
He'll be the GM after he's not done coaching.
You think so? You think he will just?
What else is he going to do? You think Bill Belichick has like any hobbies?
No, I could see him staying in football like till the day he dies.
Oh, definitely.
Linda Holiday will kick him out of the house after a week of him being retired.
Well, his personality.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy.
She can't get enough of it. I mean, he was so cordial about Brady, who gave 20 years of his career here and brought him 6 championships. It says like 50 words about him, spends like 30 seconds on him. Jimmy Garoppolo, who plays like 2.5 games, he had like a 4-minute soliloquy about him. Like, so interesting what that guy likes and what he doesn't. Like, he was texting
about Phil Simms, he'll talk forever.
Well, did you hear him like say that? Exactly. If you ask him about some lineman in the 1940s, he'll go on for like 10 minutes. He'll write till like you don't have enough. But I mean, it's just amazing that he was like texting Jimmy Garoppolo on the side. Like, I can't even picture Belichick texting anyone. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo is probably like the only person he actually figured out how to text. It's just
now I have to figure out who I hate more, the Patriots or Tom Brady.
Oh, I didn't even know you're this big of a Patriots hater.
I'm a Raiders fan, man. The Tuck rule. They ruined my life.
Oh
I wonder why you got that.
You're not a Raiders fan.
He's been miserable the last 20 years.
Yeah, it has
How's
been.
Marcus Russell doing? At least you just got Marcus Mariota. He's going to be a great quarterback. I mean, Ryan Tannehill can take his job. He must really suck.
Yeah.
See, Mariota is kind of what I see like Tagovailoa as, almost like small, like was really accurate in college, but like I don't know.
Tua does have a good arm. Mariota really didn't. He was more athletic.
But he was pretty accurate, wasn't he? Like he was a really like accurate passer. I don't know.
I mean, Jameis Winston went ahead of him, so he can't be that bad.
I just feel like everybody is talking about like Tagovailoa in like one way or another. Like either he's hurt or like we want to take him top 5. And I definitely would.
That's the problem is you can't get good value on him.
Yeah.
You know, if you take him where he's supposed to go as when he's healthy, then you're taking him too high.
I feel like if you're the Dolphins, you have multiple first-round picks, though. Like you can take a risk. Like that kid from Oregon, I have zero faith in. What good quarterback out of Oregon has ever made it? Like
Joey Harrington?
Yeah. Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Joey Harrington. Man, Joey Harrington was a huge bust. He was like a number 4 pick.
He was number 4? I thought he was number 1.
No, Derek Carr went number 1, I think.
Oh, really?
Isn't that David Carr, I think?
David Carr, yeah.
Yeah, he sucked.
The original Carr.
Yeah, he was terrible too.
Yeah. Man, that guy used to get baptized, though. He was like sacked like the most times for like 5 straight years or something like that. Like,
I'll tell you what,
like the worst offensive line to start behind.
It really matters what team you go for. Like if Brady got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, you know, and Brady Quinn went to the Patriots, I mean, wouldn't they both have different careers right now, you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If Derek Jeter gets drafted by the Kansas City Royals instead of the New York Yankees.
I mean, baseball is different, though, because it's more of an individual sport.
All right, so Ed, who do you think the best quarterback of all time is?
I think it's Joe Montana.
Top 3.
Okay.
Top 3?
Yeah.
Like if I need to win a game and my life is on the line, I'm going.
Brady is definitely not going to be in this.
I'm going Joe Montana, John Elway, and probably Peyton Manning.
John Elway?
Yeah, John Elway. Yeah, the guy who had no receivers and made it to 3 Super Bowls in the '80s. Yeah, that guy.
And what did he do in them? You don't care about what he did?
Yeah, he had no receivers and no running backs, dude.
Billy, John Elway was like the ultimate quarterback. Like he was the best draft prospect ever, besides Peyton Manning. I put Peyton, John, and Brady in there. I mean, I think Marino doesn't get enough credit too.
You're right. No, Marino doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
Marino was so ahead of his time. Like if he was around today, he'd throw like 6,000 yards.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, people that put Aaron Rodgers top 10, it's like the most laughable thing I've ever.
Dude, I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Like, look at his numbers against good teams. It's horrendous.
The only thing is like 3-1 like touchdown to interception. That's what like really gets him up there. I feel is like he just has such a ridiculous all-time touchdown to interception.
He needs 30 seconds in the pocket to throw the football. He needs the play to break down. You know, him to run around back there and get a ton of time, and then obviously guys get open eventually. You know, that's why Jordy Nelson was terrible when he left the Packers because
he's so used to plays off the scramble.
Yes, you know,
and just
you gotta have a good offensive line, man. If you don't have a good offensive line, you can't have a good quarterback.
Yeah,
you know they go hand in hand.
But if you
that's why you take all O linemen. You wouldn't be interested in any of these quarterbacks this year, Eddie.
I guess it depends on who I was, but
wait, Eddie. So you're telling me if you had the Super Bowl, you gotta go 80 yards. You got no timeouts, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who are your top 3?
I'm taking Joe Montana. John Elway and Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning?
Yes, Peyton Manning. Yeah, Peyton Manning.
No, Peyton Manning, not a chance. Peyton Manning is not clutch whatsoever. He's the greatest. He's one of the greatest of all time. Joe Montana.
You know what? Maybe I wouldn't take Peyton Manning because you're right. He did not. I don't think he had a strong arm. He threw kind of a duck. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely those two. I mean, definitely top 2 would be Montana and Elway.
How many times does Brady have to do it for you to not agree that he should be in the top 3 to win a game?
I'm never taking Tom Brady in that spot ever.
Never.
Ever. No way.
You think it's just all defense? So even in the Eagles Super Bowl where he throws for 500 yards,
I mean, they lost that game, right?
I'm just saying.
Okay, go to the Seahawks Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I think Brady won that game.
that was the Malcolm Butler game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was
They
the
were
score?
down 14 going into the fourth.
How about the Falcons game? Great defense there, 28-3.
The Falcons game, he put them down. He gave them 14 points.
14. He gave him a touchdown. That was
and then he fumbled, right? He fumbled on like inside their own 30, right?
Did he?
Yeah, he fumbled inside his own 30.
Brady's first half numbers in Super Bowls are not good, but if you look at his second half numbers, and when you need him the most, they're best of all time.
I mean, he went up against a giant defense, and we saw what happened there, right?
Yeah, no, they had the perfect defense against Brady. They had great defensive tackle, like rush, like our offensive line couldn't handle it.
They just ruined their offensive line.
But that's the perfect defense against the Pats. That's why I was shocked we beat the Rams, because I thought Sue and Donald were just going to destroy us.
I still have nightmares of Justin Tuck. That was like, I can remember being like, who is this guy? I didn't even know half the line, but they were like in the backfield. It was just like, that Super Bowl was the toughest by far.
Yeah, no, I mean, if Eli Samuel didn't drop that interception on that drive too, we would have won. No one talks about that.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
But
Asante Samuel had that.
Asante Samuel. I mean, the 2011 team should not have been there. That team sucked. Like, I think Edelman was playing cornerback. Like, that team was horrific. That was the year that the Ravens kicker missed the 21-yard field goal.
That's right. Yeah,
that team was the worst. We didn't have Gronk. I think Gronk was out that year. We had nothing. We should not have been in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The 07 one, that one is just, that's the worst loss ever in Boston history.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
That's by far the worst. Well, what was even worse was being at Providence College and then having to watch all the fake New York fans come out with all these Eli Manning jerseys on and stuff like that. It's like, I didn't see any of those during the season, but, convenient little postseason purchase.
One of my college roommates actually got picked up and thrown through a glass table because he was a Giants fan. Had to go to the hospital after that. I don't think
I'll tell you what. I do think Brady's like a really good. I think he's got the skills to be. I mean, I'm excited to see him in Tampa. The problem with New England, he was never really allowed to air the ball out except for that 1 year with Randy Moss.
He's not good at airing the ball out. His offense is like.
I guess we'll find out this year when he's.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get his chance this year.
So the years that I know you're saying we had great defenses, especially early on, but the years that his receivers were, I mean, who are we talking about here? David Givens. He had freaking
Deion Branch.
Who's the tight end on WEI now? The fat guy.
Oh, Jermaine Wiggins.
Yeah, Jermaine Wiggins was our tight end that year. I mean, his talent compared to what Peyton Manning had is ridiculous. Peyton Manning had 5 Hall of Fame receivers.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning didn't have a defense.
Well, that's his own fault for taking so much money.
That's the thing, though. They never had a defense.
Yeah, but they did spend all that money on offense every year.
Yeah.
Because they had so much money in Wayne and Harrison and Manning. And then they signed Bob Sanders that year. That was a dumb decision. Guy played 12 games once.
He was so good. He won Defensive Player of the Year the year before.
I think he won the year that they won, but that guy never played more than 6 games.
Wait, so let's talk about who Peyton Manning beat in the Super Bowl. Rex Grossman.
Yeah, that's right. That is true.
Who else did
Captain
he beat?
Clutch.
He beat Matt Hasselbeck, right? Or was it Russell Wilson?
No, who did the Broncos beat a couple years ago?
Did they beat? Was it Seattle?
Seattle. Wait.
No, Seattle smoked them.
Oh, no, they beat Carolina. It was Carolina, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Brady's beat, not the greatest. We beat Jake Delhomme, but we also beat Kurt Warner, Russell Wilson. Who were some of the other quarterbacks?
Matt
Ryan, he won an MVP. I mean,
Brady beat one good quarterback. He beat Kurt Warner. And I'm not even gonna give it. And I'm not even give it to him.
Russell Wilson isn't a good quarterback.
Oh yeah, okay, Russell Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson. All right.
And he also that secondary was supposed to be the greatest secondary of all time. he lit them up in the fourth quarter.
What secondary? Oh, the Seattle.
They
one?
were down like 14 going into
Yep.
that. How can you not give him any points on that?
Yeah, no, I guess that was good. But I mean, why were they down though? I mean, how come they didn't score in the first quarter, the second quarter?
Who did Joe Namath beat in this Super Bowls?
You mean Joe Montana?
Yeah, Joe Montana.
Boomer Esiason.
Who was his receiver?
You mean the guy that was from Division III school, Division I from
the greatest receiver of all time?
Oh God,
Jerry Rice. Yeah,
greatest receiver of all time.
Okay, I mean you need a quarterback to do that, you know. I mean, he made the playoffs.
So Dante Culpepper made Randy Moss.
You couldn't name one receiver he had when he was in Kansas City. He made the playoffs with them.
So if Brady
so
if Brady
made the playoffs 28 straight years.
If Brady goes to the Super Bowl this year, you're just not giving him any credit.
Oh yeah, if he does it this year, I guess I'll give him credit this year.
Why does it take till when
he's a good quarterback? I'm just saying he's in a really good system, and I don't think there's anyone that would disagree with that.
He's in a good system this year with Bruce Arians?
No, not now. I'm saying when he was with Belichick. It was 3-yard dump off, 3-yard dump off, 4-yard dump off. Welker, Edelman.
How come the rest of the NFL couldn't pick up on it for 20 years?
There's nothing it's a good scheme. I mean, it's not like, what's Brady doing different that somebody else couldn't do?
Well, I guess no one else could do it. He did for 20 years.
Yeah, Brady, I mean, Belichick's he's a great coach.
Brady
obviously
has the intelligence that other guys don't.
Right.
You got to admit that. The presence at the line of scrimmage.
Sure.
Pulling out the mics.
Right, but if he was running for his life every game, like a lot of quarterbacks have to, I don't think he'd be in that same – he wouldn't have the same success.
He doesn't have to because he gets the ball out so quick.
Yeah, that's his thing.
They run wide receiver screens. I mean –
but if you're the defense – if you know that's what they're doing,
there's nothing you can't stop. You can't stop it, even if you know it's coming. You can't stop someone when someone's picking you.
How many penalties did Gronk should have been called? Like the amount of holding.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, Gronk's the best tight end of all time.
We had the best. We had the best system in terms of coach, assistant coaches, everything, and the quarterback. But to say that he's not in the top three is kind of.
I don't think he's top three. I don't think he's top three. That's just my opinion.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
So the Super Bowl's
you literally, Eddie, you gamble all the time. All right.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that if you had to win a bet where
I take Joe Montana over any quarterback. But
you would take Peyton Manning in that discussion over Brady?
No, you're right. I'd take Brady over Manning.
All right, let's just.
Manning's a choke artist. He played indoors.
What about John Elway's Super Bowls?
Yep.
Who was the MVP in those Super Bowls?
Well, it's Terrell Davis, right?
Exactly. So you're telling me it's kind of like
different. That was also a different time, though. I mean,
didn't Elway win one and Davis won one?
Yeah,
I think they both won one.
Yeah, they both won one.
Yeah. I mean, people can. So if you're a Raiders fan, if he came to the Raiders this year, you'd be mad.
Yes, I didn't want Brady.
Yeah, Derek Carr is so much better.
No, I don't want Carr either. I want a tank for Lawrence. I want a tank. I want to go 0-16.
Yeah. I mean, people were saying Sam Darnold's going to be this great quarterback. I mean, you really don't know. Baker Mayfield went one. He was terrible last year. You really don't know.
No, you don't. No, you're right. You don't know.
He does have everything that you think. Yeah. Is it worth it to destroy your team?
Oh, I'll tell you what. Baker Mayfield is terrible under pressure. I mean, he had one of the worst ratings under pressure last year.
Do you think he'll get it together this year? You think he's closer to what we saw as a rookie or a sophomore?
I think Odell Beckham Jr. ruins teams.
I agree. Yep, I agree.
Jarvis Landry is the best receiver on that team to me.
Oh, I think so too. Jarvis Landry is a beast. He's got 100 catches every year.
Austin Hooper now. He's a great tight end. And Odell Beckham Jr., if it wasn't for his contract, he'd be shipped out of town.
Oh, yeah. That guy's garbage.
He's paid like a quarterback too.
And he's always hurt. He makes a couple great catches, and it's highlight reels. It's like Kyrie Irving. It's like, okay, is he going to win you anything?
His first 3 years, there was no doubt. He had all-world, Hall of Fame years, his first 3 years. But his last couple, after the injury with New York, he just hasn't been what he was. He's not worth the problem. I would even say that the first 3 years he was probably worth the problem, but you can't say that.
I would take Hopkins and Michael Thomas over him any day of the week.
Same.
Oh, wait,
same.
what?
No question.
Dude, I would take 40 receivers over Odell Beckham before I would take Odell Beckham.
Would you take Edelman over him?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, dude, not even close. Yeah, of course.
I feel like a lot of non-Patriot fans can hate Brady, and some of it's, the Uggs thing and the long hair and the supermodel wife. That's expected. But if you're just a football fan, you can't hate Edelman and Gronk.
Let me tell you, here's my retort when people ask me about Tom Brady versus Montana. Who was Joe Montana's kicker when he won the Super Bowls? Do you know?
Oh, God.
All right, who was Tom Brady's kicker?
Are you talking about Kostowski? That was terrible.
I'm talking about Adam Vinatieri. If it wasn't
Adam Vinatieri in the Panthers game missed 2 field goals.
what didn't he kick the winning field goal?
He missed 2 before that.
I know, but the point is, he's the reason that they won the first 3 Super Bowls.
Adam Vinatieri is the reason they won.
Yes.
3 Super Bowls?
If it wasn't,
God, come on, man.
did he?
I knew where he was going with that.
Oh my
Do you know his kicker?
Did he not have the 2 clutches kicks in his NFL history?
Against the Raiders, that was Vinatieri, 100%.
Yes.
Those kicks.
Yep. Okay.
But the Rams game, that was the defense that won them that Super Bowl.
I mean, Vinatieri to make that kick to go to overtime, right? Oh no, they didn't go to overtime to win the game.
Yeah,
right?
Who's the guy that drove him down the field with no
They
timeout?
go to the 35-yard line.
Okay, so that John Madden skit where he's like, "Oh, if I was the Patriots,
I know.
I'd out here."
I remember that. Yeah,
right down the field, threw a dime to Troy Brown for 35 yards.
Yep.
Like
J.R. Redmond too, over on the sideline.
J.R. Redmond. The screen passes were the Brady go-to for the first.
That's the perfect, argument for why defense is so important, because that Rams team was stacked.
Yeah,
And the Patriots held. What was the final score?
It was
17-14 or 2017?
20-17, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Patriots completely shut them down too.
On the first half, yeah.
Ricky Prohl was like the guy who scored a touchdown for them.
The highlights of that game are great when Willie McGinnis is shoving Marshall Faulk like right off the line. Like they beat the crap out of those receivers. And
when
you could do that.
When McGinnis sacked Warner for that loss and he ripped his pads out while he did it.
I think Kurt Warner might have got broken ribs after that game. They beat the living crap out of him.
That was great. That was before all this pass interference. The Pats used to absolutely beat the living hell out of receivers.
I would hold every single guy.
Oh, I know.
I didn't realize Torrey Holt played for the Patriots.
Yeah, he had a great preseason.
He never actually played for us, right?
Oh, he didn't?
I think he was in camp.
Oh, I was looking at his Wikipedia and it said that he played for the Patriots.
Yeah, we also had Reggie Wayne for an offseason.
He was like one of those guys who didn't realize that they're gonna make you do work when you get here instead of just kiss your butt because you're a veteran. They're gonna make you work harder than you did when you're a rookie. It's like, oh God, I can't handle this.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Pats this year are just gonna be all defense. Gonna have to. And
you think they're 10-6 team, Eddie?
I mean, with Belichick, until Belichick is out of the league, dude, I think he can always get 10 wins somehow.
It's going to be a little tougher this year to get 10. I think the Bills are going to be really tough. I wouldn't be surprised if we went 0-2 against them. That defense is stacked. The Chiefs are obviously really good. I think the Steelers defense is unbelievable. I'll have Ben back this year.
And you don't think they need to get another? You don't think they need to get another target for Stidham if he's the guy moving forward?
They're playing the NFC West this year, I think, and that I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, they're playing the 49ers, the Seahawks. They have a schedule. I'm thinking more 8-8 or 9-7.
Oh,
they have a lot of tough games this year. The good thing for Brady is less Sunday night and Monday night games, more 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. I
can see them going out and getting a running back.
They drafted one last year. He didn't even play one game. That kid from Alabama.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh yeah.
Damian Harris.
Yeah. Sony Michel sucks. I cannot.
I think he's done.
No moves. He's only good if you have a fullback and a good offensive line.
Yeah, and you're fully dedicated to the run. You have to have all the personnel on the field.
If you think about it, when he played really well in the playoffs, that was because all of a sudden Gronk was forced to be just a blocker. He was running for 130 yards a game, and that's because Gronk was the greatest tight end blocker of all time, and he was blocking all of his holes. He ran through Gronk's holes every single time.
Gronk wasn't even trying to catch like at the end. He was just
but
blocking.
he made 2 huge catches. The Chiefs.
Yeah,
It'll be
did.
interesting to see if Gronk comes back this year.
I don't see it.
I think he's done. I heard like he was in tears, they say, like when he talks about like retirement and like the injuries that he was going through.
He said, like after the last year, Tom Curran said he came in the locker room after they won, and he like took off his like pants and he like pointed at a bubble on his leg, and he like started poking it. He's like, "What's that?" He's like, "This has been on my leg since like week 10." Like he had so many issues. His body was just completely torn apart. And I mean, he's making money doing all this stuff.
I know.
And like the Buccaneers have O.J. Howard. To me, O.J. Howard at this point is a better tight end.
And Cameron Brate.
Yeah.
Cameron Brate. I hate that guy. Takes up my fantasy points every year.
The Pats still have his rights, though, so they would have to trade.
Well, they could trade. I mean, you don't think Tampa Bay would trade O.J. Howard for Gronk?
I would do that in a heartbeat.
If Brady wants to do that?
I honestly think they're going to go get the Browns tight end Njoku because they have now, and you can get him for like a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be nice.
For a second, Njoku.
You know who I could see them actually getting Kareem Hunt.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
because they're not going to want both.
He's been the best receiving running back. He gets so many yards of reception for a running back. It's ridiculous.
He wants it, but I don't think Kraft would ever allow it, especially after the Hernandez thing. I don't think.
I mean, what did Kareem Hunt do? You argue with some girl at 2 o'clock in the morning?
No, he literally kicked her and like.
Whatever. Who hasn't? No.
Yeah, I guess he's not as bad as Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I mean,
was pregnant.
Ed must be a big Chiefs fan.
No one's gonna care about these guys when they just want to get back to watching football. But that would be interesting, though. I mean, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, I mean, they can't both be in the same backfield. One of them's got to go. Nick Chubb doesn't want to split carries with anybody.
Yeah, last year, and he got 1,000. He was like the lead.
I know, but he said he wanted the ball more.
Yeah, well,
as somebody who has him as a keeper, I want him to get the ball more. So yeah,
hey, you know what? The only way the Pats are getting past the Chiefs is if they load up on defense because they don't have the offense to go. Touchdown for touchdown with them.
Oh,
they have to stack up on defense. You might as well just build a solid, get some linebackers. Defensive linemen, for some reason, Belichick always drafts them like in the 4th round. Like some pan out, some don't. But you get like Collins is gone, even though he sucked second half. Van Noy was overrated. He was in the system, but he did well. And Hightower is almost 30. He's like, kind of at this point, he's not even a top 10 linebacker anymore. So you're going to need to get a couple linebackers to kind of hand the torch over.
Obviously the AFC is going through Kansas City and Baltimore this year.
I forgot about Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, they're stacked. They got who they get in the offseason? They got the guy from Jacksonville, Campbell, the defensive end.
Okay.
Calais Campbell?
Yeah, they got him.
Wait, is Tennessee going to be good again, or were they a fluke? I think they were kind of a fluke.
I think they were a fluke.
Derrick Henry. I'd love to see anyone try to.
I love Derrick Henry. Henry.
Derrick Henry is like my favorite player in the NFL.
I can't see him having that year again. I mean, he can rush 200 yards a game.
I could see him having a year like that again. I mean, it just seems like
they have a great offensive line.
He's so big and he makes guys miss too. Like it's not just that he runs straight like other big guys like in the past. Like he makes guys miss.
Yank that freaking ponytail he's got. Just freaking like you want to tackle him, just yank that thing.
That thing is a rat tail like you'd never read about. The thing looks like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stats from his senior year of high school. It's unbelievable. He played like the top program like in Texas or I don't know, one of those elite states for high school.
Yeah.
He averaged like 500 yards a game.
Oh, I know.
That's unbelievable.
And he also played quarterback too for some of it. Like he's just and I don't understand why he never played the first couple of years. I think that's more wasn't Jeff Fisher the coach before?
No, he was with the Rams.
Oh, Jeff Fisher. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I don't know who the coach was before that, but he did a terrible job. But
Ken Wisenhunt or something. I don't know.
One of those shitbags. But yeah, they got they have a good. The thing is, they don't have a great defense. Like
No.
like Logan Ryan, he's gone. Malcolm Butler, like they're paying all these guys so much money.
They have to create all their team through the draft too. Like this year, they have to hit on their picks. Like
Remember that guy Humphreys that the Pats wanted, the receiver. He's getting 10
Adam Humphreys.
Yeah, he's useless. So I think Vrabel is a good coach, though.
Yeah,
better coaches in the league, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
I just think they're so dumb to tie all that money to Tannehill. That was like clearly like a 1-year thing.
I know, especially now because all the teams, like the Chargers, they're going to go with Tyrod Taylor over, like if Tannehill was still a free agent.
How are they going to open up that stadium with Tyrod Taylor as their starting quarterback? Like, I would rather have Cam Newton or something.
Yeah, Cam Newton is going to – I mean, even Jameis Winston's better than –
No one's going to be in the stadium, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
It's very true.
You know, I was actually thinking,
how do you sell Tyrod Taylor to your fans, though?
Wait, what happens if there is no season? What happens with the next year's draft? Like, what's the draft order? How do they figure that out? Do they have a pandemic?
What do they average it for the 2 years or something? I don't know.
The lottery balls.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
They just gave it to Belichick because he's just such an ethical guy. You know, they gotta reward him for all his success.
You know, I was kind of surprised that Brady went to Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I thought he would pick a team that was just, you know, right there and just needed a quarterback to get over the hump.
I thought he was going to go to the Chargers, but
I thought Tennessee.
He wanted to be on the East Coast because his son with Bridget Monahan lives in New York.
Yeah,
has to be close to that. It's
I heard him say that, but is Florida close to New York? I mean,
no.
I don't know if he's too familiar with geography.
I mean, Tennessee's closer to New York, isn't it? I mean, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think. I think the Tennessee thing was just all media driven. I honestly don't think.
I think it was all media driven. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, I knew he was gone at that Syracuse basketball game.
Oh, when he was just like he's not. When he said he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could tell that he was so awkward. Like he wasn't even willing to like play along in the game. Like it was like, all right, he's
an awkward guy.
Yeah.
He is awkward. He is an awkward guy.
Ed, we asked you a question earlier about like you know, who you think is better with the dynasty and all that. Let me ask you this. Who do you think had a more impressive dynasty, the Pats or the Bulls?
I would say the Patriots. Basketball, you need two. If you have two good guys, that's 40% of the lineup.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was so much better than everybody else.
I mean, football, you need like everyone to be good. You need like, right? What is it? How many guys are on the roster? 50 years, 60-man roster, right?
Yeah, 53 man.
You need like 45 of them to be good. In the NBA, you need like 3 good players.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's taking up all your time. Like when it's like in the playoffs, you know, in a 7-game series, your guys are going to be playing 40 minutes. You got 5 of those guys on the court. So if you got 2 of the top 5.
You know how I found out that Michael Jordan has a documentary coming out? So I do, you know, I buy and sell memorabilia. So I saw Michael Jordan cards that were selling for like, you know, $5 or $10 last year are going for like $200 now. And I'm like, why is Jordan stuff all of a sudden, you know, I was like, did he get into an accident or did he die or something? So I looked, and that's how I knew the documentary was happening.
Interesting.
Like if you have Michael Jordan stuff, you are rich right now. Like it's unbelievable.
How do you think they're going to make 10 episodes of content out of that? I mean, that was one of the biggest surprising things to me. There's going to be 10 hours of content.
Yeah, it's only the last year too.
What's that?
I think it only covers the last year. So I saw today, like Phil Jackson.
Oh, like 98.
Last year, he's like, we need like a slogan or like a name for this last year, and he said last run, and that's what the documentary is called.
Oh.
I mean, they're not going to be covering Michael Jordan when he was on the Chicago White Sox AAA team for those years.
Well, that's what I'm most interested in is why he got kicked out of basketball, why he retired at his prime. That's what I want them to drill into.
I got a lot of gambling issues.
Yeah. Are they ever going to – and David Stern died, so he can't say what really happened, right?
Maybe when Jordan dies.
He for sure had to leave for gambling or something. No
Oh,
one would
I agree.
ever, at the top of their prime, just go and decide to
I
play
know
a sport that he had never played. Like
that he wasn't even good at.
exactly. He didn't even have like a past in it.
I
Yeah.
know. Weirdest thing ever.
I've just won 3 championships, but what the hell? Yeah.
Yes. I think documentaries will be very good. I'm looking forward to it. That team was characters. You got Rodman, Pippen, and
Kukoc.
Kukoc. Like that team was unbelievable.
Horace Grant. Yeah.
Dude, I hated Michael Jordan and I hated the Bulls.
Yeah, I hated Michael Jordan growing up too. I always liked the Lakers, like the Shaq and Kobe, and
I mean, obviously I rooted for the Celtics, but I rooted for anyone who played against the Bulls. I rooted for.
Billy does not root for the Celtics, Ed. I hope you know that.
I didn't know that. Why is that?
Because he likes LeBron more than he likes.
Oh, yeah. Well, he stands LeBron.
Yeah.
I fall in love with the players, baby. You know.
Fall in love with the 2 greatest players of the last 20 years, Kobe and LeBron.
Yeah. Well, hey, I picked LeBron at a time before he won his championships. You know.
Picked him. He was known as the king out of high school. He was drafted. He's supposed to be the greatest of all time out of high school.
Dude, some people call LeBron.
So was Kevin Durant and all these guys.
I heard LeBron's the coronavirus of the NBA.
Well, I heard that.
That's definitely James Harden.
Did like a 5-year-old give you that metaphor or something? Because it doesn't like talking to your kids for material or something.
I hate LeBron, dude.
Yep. Never root for LeBron.
How could you hate him? It's the 17th year in. He says, you know what? I'm going to decide to be a point guard, and he's the best in the league. And
you think Mark Price would have left the Cavaliers because they didn't win the championship, dude?
Dude, that's like the reason why you hate him. He went back there and won a championship. What do you want?
Yeah, after they got good.
If you think about the Celtics years when we had the big 3, who was it always going against? LeBron. And you just hated him. Then he left Cleveland, go to Miami, screwed that franchise over, screwed Miami over. Then he came back to Cleveland, won a championship, screwed them over. Dude, I need you to trade 2 second-round picks for a 37-year-old Kyle Korver. I need you to get all these old bastards. I need you to sign Tristan Thompson to a huge contract because he's my buddy. And then I'm going to leave, and I'm going to screw you over.
Dude, if you don't screw them over, they screw you over. I mean, the teams are going to screw you over most of the time. LeBron is the first player to start this whole players having rights and stuff, you know?
Another reason why I don't like him.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, if you want to get to it, the Celtics really started it, so.
How so?
Not really.
They were the first one to assemble a big 3.
They traded for those guys.
I know, they traded. Yeah, they traded for this.
They didn't sign any of those guys.
They dumped away all their trash for Garnett.
Garnett and Ray Allen weren't conspiring with Paul Pierce to come to Boston. That's the difference, dude.
Ray Allen, KG didn't want to come here until Ray Allen came here.
Yeah. No, I know that. He had a no-trade clause, and he wouldn't waive it until Ray was here. I know. But, I mean, LeBron, some of the things that he's made them do, I mean, it's like –
And plus Rondo. I mean, Rondo is the best player on the team.
Oh, my God.
No, dude. I'm talking about.
Dude, he thinks that Rondo was more impactful than Garnett.
Which year?
On the championship team.
Oh, no, not a chance in hell. Rondo was the best player on the team the last 2 years of the big 3. He was the best player. But the first year, he didn't do anything. Not anything.
And admit that he was a passenger for the first title. Or the only title. Oh.
Please tell me a game that Rondo won the first championship.
What was the year that they won it?
Oh, wait.
It was okay.
Eddie House.
He averaged 17, 10, and 8 in the playoffs. Is that bad or good?
He did not average that in his second year.
Yeah, he did.
In the playoffs?
Yes.
You're looking at it right now?
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. He wasn't a rookie. He wasn't a rookie the year they won, right? He was the second year.
Yeah,
right?
it was the second year.
Okay. Well, yeah, It says 17. This can't be right though.
What did KG average that postseason?
This can't be right. Are you sure they didn't win his rookie year?
No, they won. I think they won his second year.
It says he only played 14 games in the playoffs.
Year they drafted him like 21st, or maybe it was the second year. They like wouldn't trade Rondo for the KG. Like they refused to give up Rondo. Pretty sure it was the second year.
Me too.
But to think, none of the highlights or any memories I have in that postseason or of Rondo. Zero.
Really?
I have more. I think the James Posey had more highlights than Rondo did.
Ed was saying that Garnett was like the most overrated player like ever or whatever.
Kevin Garnett changed the Celtics for a good 5 years.
That's what we were debating last time. What are you looking at, Ed?
I was looking on Basketball Reference to see if I could find. But
yeah, I mean,
it must have been Rondo's third year, but he averaged almost triple double the other one. I know that he averaged almost triple double because he had that series against Derrick Rose on the Bulls where they had like a triple double every game.
Is there a more overrated stat than the triple double in sports?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe the cycle.
I mean, yeah, cycle's up there, but like the triple double, it's like, oh, I need to get this extra assist. So
what about the quadruple double?
Like cycle, they go. Yeah, the quadruple double's nuts. Who's the last player to do it? Hakeem?
David Robinson.
David Robinson,
right?
Either David Robinson or
you have to be a center to get it. I think.
Yeah.
You gotta get the blocks. Although you know who used to almost get it was Karolinko.
Karolinko, he had a couple big years there.
I used to love that guy, man.
Yeah, he's so
that guy was living the dream. Remember when his wife said that he gets to do whatever he wants on the road?
Let him pick one day a year on his birthday.
Was it one day a year? I thought it was on the road.
Oh, I thought it was like on his birthday. He could.
Maybe you're right. Yeah.
It definitely wasn't Kobe's wife.
Yeah. Dude, that guy, I love Karolinko.
Yeah, Karolinko. That guy could block shots.
Yeah, AK-47.
Yep.
He was on the Nuggets, right?
No, he was in Utah, wasn't he?
He was on Utah.
Utah always gets these freaking European guys. Like
I know.
Oh, did you hear about how the drama with Spider-Man Donovan Mitchell still like doesn't like Gobert? They're probably gonna end up like one of them's probably gonna leave the team or something.
Dude, what if Donovan Mitchell gave it to Gobert?
That's possible, I guess.
They have no idea who got it. How do they know who got it first?
Because I think Gobert had it first.
Well, they don't. I mean, they don't know for a fact.
If I'm a Jazz, I'm trading Donovan Mitchell over Rudy Gobert. You can get much more for him, and having a defensive center like Gobert, like he's the best in the league.
No way. I would keep Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's a special player. He's like
Hayward ran that same offense, and Donovan Mitchell just came in. Like you can get another guy to run that offense.
I think Donovan Mitchell's a special player. He averages
Donovan Mitchell's a stud. He is a stud.
He is, but Gobert is – how old is Gobert? 26, 27? He wins defensive.
He may be older than that. I bet he's a few years older.
Get like a lottery pick or two for Donovan Mitchell and keep Gobert.
If you could get 2 lottery picks for him, I mean, that would be pretty impressive.
I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to do it for us on another edition of Open Season. Appreciate you guys joining up.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. Well, for everybody out there, we'll hope to catch you next week. We got to figure this stuff out as we do with COVID-19 and what's going on. But hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next week. All right.
All right, guys. All right, take care.
Peace.